This was our stop for last night, so nothing special to be quite honest. I suppose there's a nice view there in the background of the mountains, but it was easy, it was convenient. There's a shop here, there's a cafe there, there's toilets. You can't ask for much more. Anyway, we're heading now for the Iranian border. Morning! We're, I don't think I did that. I always put morning on, if you would have noticed. We're heading for the Iranian border. I think I might have just said that as well. So, which will pretty much cover. We're on the road now, all the way. That's taking us to the border is the road that you would have took, Dad, as best as we could do, being as it's 50 years later. However, we're on our way towards Adair at the minute. So we've just come out of a town called Yukari, or a village called Yukari. How much this road is the same as the original, I don't know, but a fair bit of it should be. Obviously not the actual original road itself. Generally when they make a new road they usually build next to it, yeah, and then on top of it. So it looks like to me that this part of it, if you look at the two sides, that bit's a new road, this is an old road. I know it wouldn't look like this in your day, but it looks like this is the one that's probably been as the single carriageway. So maybe, and I don't see any other road nearby or track. No, Christine went into the shop yesterday. She always wears shorts, and they're often, you know, quite short shorts. She says you want to have getting some looks and people pointing.
Yeah, the guy that worked there would speak to me.
Yeah. I think the more religious people are, the less they want to talk to them. Anyway, I don't think that'll bother Christine that much.
No.
But, wow, that's funny. So, we're for the Iranian border, then once we've reached the border, which is about, for us, is about 2.5 hours away, something like that, 3 hours away possibly. Once we've reached the border, we then turn around, we come back a little bit. The town that, I can't remember what they call it now, Bazagam I think they call it, that is actually on the Iranian side. It's the first town on the Iranian side, so we're not going to get to that. We'll go down to the, I think there's a roundabout just before the border, so we'll go down as far as there. We then turn round and come back towards the first town, and then we're going to head for Noah's Ark. So we're heading for the visitor centre at Noah's Ark. That'll give us the information that we need to find the anchor stones. Hopefully we can see Noah's Ark. We'll probably spend the night around there. Then we're going to head north to have a look at Mount Ararat. That's right, Mount Ararat.
Yes.
So we'll have a look at that. We won't be doing it's a bit of a hike to actually get to it, but we're hoping to go and at least see it. It is a famous mountain, so it'd be rude not to go and have a look at it. Then I think the odd one or two other things, a crater to see if we can get to it. And then we start to head south towards Van, I think we call it.
Yeah.
Which is a Van, there's a lake. So we do the night there, have a look around the town. I think Christine's got a few things to see there. But the scenery is, now we're well on our way to the Iranian border. I think the scenery is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I know for you, like you probably didn't really see it like we can see it, because you have to concentrate on your driving, a bit like yesterday. So, which actually I thought was absolutely amazing. I loved that, and the fear factor, the fact that it were hard to do. There's no way. I mean, if you read that what I asked you to read before, and they say all kinds of vehicles use that thing. We're a long wheelbase van at 6.3 meters long, and I had to shunt to get around the switchbacks. I have no idea. I just cannot see a truck coming even close to doing that, or being wide enough to do it. So, although there is a video of a Red Bull truck doing it, and on that truck it's got a souped-up engine and all sorts. You might see it on YouTube. It's got a souped-up engine, and he slides it round the corners. So maybe look that up on YouTube. So I think it's a D915 Red Bull, something like that, I don't know. Red Bull truck. And that does that mountain, and he slides it round them corners. But apart from that, I don't see how you could get anything up there any bigger than what we are. All the vans in this country are short wheelbase, apart from the trucks. They don't really get the long wheelbase. So it were good. I must admit, it were hard. It were really hard. When you're doing the 3-point turns to get around them bloody switchbacks, there was not a lot of room. I mean, if you let it roll backwards, you wouldn't have had a lot that you could roll backwards on before your back wheels would have been coming off, because you were kind of reversing your back end over the edge of the precipice. But I am so chuffed that I've done it. And if you read that paperwork as well, that link that I told you, which was it gave you a list from 10 to 1 of the 10 most dangerous roads, and it listed that one as number 1. It used to be the one in Bolivia, but it no longer is, because there's a road round it now, and it makes it a little bit safer because you don't see the traffic coming the other way. And we were lucky enough not to see any traffic. We were lucky enough not to have any really bad weather, but we did it. Really, really pleased. I enjoyed that as much as the Iceland off-roading bit. I enjoyed it as much as that. That's been my highlight of this trip. Fantastic. Scary, worried about the vehicle, you're worried about slipping off the edge. It's a long way down, but it isn't something we would have necessarily chose to have done.
No.
We found ourselves there by accident, and how we found ourselves there by accident is when we went into Nuh'un, we'd got both sat navs going. So we'd got our TomTom, and we'd also got our Google Maps going. And between the pair of them, they couldn't figure out how we got to the campsite. Now, Google Maps has generally been the best one to follow here in Turkey. However, Google Maps doesn't recognise your size. So when we were coming out of Nuh'un, my plan was to get back to what was the main road. But I didn't want to drive all the way back to Trabzon. I mean, that's a 2-hour drive in the wrong direction. And there was a road, it took us on the sat-nav, which was the TomTom one, that took us that way. So we thought, well, it takes us that way. They both, once I'd made one turn, which was different from the Google one, then they both agreed, and then we started down that road. That road then started to get narrower, and you start thinking, oh, bloody hell, should we turn round? Once you're on them roads, there's nowhere to turn round. You're kind of stuck with it. So we pushed on, and we can't. But then we found ourselves that's what we do. We did not know that that was the road that we was on until we pushed all the way, which was a good half of that road, till we saw the guy at the part of it that was all the switchbacks, and he lives in that house there. So we stopped there. He gave us a cup of tea, which he didn't charge for. We had a chat with him, and he tried to explain a few things about, you know, it being the most dangerous road, and he showed us some video and footage of people doing it. There was one on that Red Bull truck. There was another one with the cars, wasn't it?
Yes.
Nothing with anything that we've got. Anyway, we asked him, we picked as much information out of it as we can, and he was pretty nonchalant about it, like, yeah, you'll be fine, sort of thing. Yeah, it'll be alright. So we thought, well, in for a penny. I didn't want to go back from there, so we went for it, and the whole thing was tough. It's just a shame that we missed bits on the video because A, the camera overheating, and you don't notice that it's shut itself down. B, we didn't know we were going to be driving that road, so you miss some of the early bits on it, and some of the early bits on it were quite scary. In fact, there's one part, I don't even know if it's on the video or not, to be fair, where the road has collapsed and they're building another road around it, and we kind of stuck between two ways to go. So that little bit might be on, but I had to get out and go and see one of the locals who actually, she spoke absolutely brilliant English, and she was explaining that the road had collapsed just around the corner, so you can't go that way. You need to go where they're doing some construction work up there, and drive through the construction side. So when we did that, and then we picked up a decent bit of road, you kind of think, oh, that's it, that's brilliant, we're back on it again now, and then that just disappears. And but some parts of that road were our trying to put things onto the video that we think you may or may not recognise. So, as daft as it sounds, there's a big hill in front, which is quite distinctive, and we know that must have been there when you came. And being as we think the road pretty much follows the original route by looking at your map to this, I know they're only small, so we're trying to see if we can find things that would bring back some memories for you. Hopefully with some memories and some stories. Yet, but we're just travelling through this valley. Not sure how far a dare is, to be fair. I've not been reading the road signs.
You should recognise this.
Yeah. Well, difficult to see recognise anything, but we're assuming the original road would have travelled through the valley by the side of this lake and river, because it's really the only way through. So we're pretty confident that you would have come through this valley. Best we can check on the map. That's as best we can. That's as we have to remember that a map is you can be half a mile out on the map when you're looking at where a road goes and you wouldn't know. But we think that this is like the main route through this valley, so we don't see another way of you doing this. I mean, obviously the road wasn't as good as this. You'd have probably been stuck to the cliff side, I would have thought, because all this lot would have been built out. Whether some of it's been blasted away to make it a little bit more wider, I have no idea. I don't know. Road there. this little town, village sort of thing, is called Nuh'un. Not really sure if it's on the flat on the plate, so I don't think it's a million miles from Adair. We're on the flat now, so mountains are either side of us. Still got the river on our right. Turning out to be a beautiful morning. It was getting a little bit chillier at night. I think we got up this morning, it was about 10 degrees this morning, which I still think is fine. We don't need any heating. A couple of days or so and we'll be heading south. Got one little sort of jump north to do, which takes us towards Armenia and Mount Ararat. We don't think we can get close to Mount Ararat, but it will be just one of them things we'll drive up, get within, viewing distance, I suppose, and get it on video, and at least we've been there and we've seen it. So, because it is a famous mountain. Oh yeah. Okay, we've just picked up our first signs for Iran, and the town we're entering now is Adair. I think, or is it Agir? Agir. Don't know what's Adair for.
You're in Morocco.
Yeah, I think I'm in Morocco now. So this is Adair. Just been stopped by the police again. Want to know where we're going and whatever. It don't really bother us that much. Basically, what they usually want is they want to see your driving licence. They generally take the registration number. They ask where you're from, and that's about it.
And that's where we're going to. So not bother.
Pardon?
Not bother where you're going to.
No. No, they're not. I find it a bit strange, really. I think we've been asked once where we were going.
Yes, we did. We said it was when we were going the tram zone.
Yeah. So we're actually, I don't know if you went through Adair. It looks like we drive around it. So massive truck park on the right there. But Adair is off to, I don't think you can really see it. I'm thinking this is Adair anyway. I think it is. It looks a big enough town. It's on our left-hand side Adair. It definitely won't be anything you'd recognise.
Agri.
Eh?
I mean Agri.
Agri. So, Agri. Is it Agri?
It is Agri, yeah. You're on Adair again.
Well, I'm on Adair again, yeah. Agri. Agri. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh dear me.
So, Agri is on the left. It looks like this is a road that goes around it. I'm assuming that for you that would have been something totally different. Oh, I think we skimmed through a part of it. Don't think there'll be anything that you would recognise here.
You don't know.
Apart from the name. I mean, it's a
That's not
city now, isn't it? So.
Yeah. What's she doing?
Begging, I think.
They never did that over here.
Well, do you know what? We've
First
not.
one we've seen, isn't it? That? Leave it
Yeah.
going. Yeah, first one we've seen, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the first person we've seen. Christy just wound the window up. Last time we had a woman that was doing it, she was reaching inside the vehicle and everything, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. I know.
Yeah.
Leave it going.
Anyway, we'll leave the camera on.
Just leave it on going through Agra.
Yeah. No.
First one we've seen that.
Yeah, it's the first person begging we've seen. There's another woman on the other side as well.
Oh, there must be a partnership.
Yeah. It's like driving through Bolton, isn't it?
The better dressed in Bolton.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're going through Agra, so I can see if there's anything you recognise.
Yeah, I mean, this is all, if you look at it, it's just all brand new, all of this. So if you, I don't know, I suppose if you scooted around Agri, you might have done this bit of road, is what it would have been. But, I mean, it's all of this is all new housing, pretty much. But we have noticed when we've gone to, especially Morocco, we have seen here where they're building, they kind of build whole housing estates before anybody moves in. The one thing we don't like about Turkey, and I suppose he's being a bit picky in a way, is we've noticed that if you go to the supermarkets, you can't get fresh fruit or vegetables. It must be the process of getting it from field to shop must be that long and drawn out. By the time it's in the shop, it's quite old, isn't it?
Manky, yeah.
And a bit battered, which is a shame. There's an Migros there. There's a shop on the left. Well, Christine says she thinks it's Spanish. The Migros, yeah, I think it's a Spanish company. But you have, like we have Tesco, and we have Tesco Extra, and Tesco Express. Migros has Migros, M Migros, MM Migros, and MMM Migros. And the more M's, the bigger.
And the better.
Yeah.
So we look for MMM Migros.
So we look for the MMM because it'll be easier to park, which is still a nightmare to park at play. If you want anything in a town, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But MMM has everything you want usually, doesn't it?
We've seen a couple of cars going the wrong way down the dual carriageway. This morning there was a forklift truck going the wrong way up the dual carriageway. But there must be an awful lot of people that run their vehicles on gas here, because every fuel station sells gas. And I will say, what I never expected to see is there are quite a few charge points turning up as well. So they haven't got as many as what we've got in the UK, but they've still got them.
We'll have to turn it off in a minute. It's going to get over. He's turned the screen off to overheat, we're still recording.
Okay. We think this is more of the older town. If you look to the left, Christine side. Look like, to be honest. Must admit the planes and the go for miles, and it's banked straight road as well. From the border, roughly 80 kilometres. Side of the country with its vast plains and mountains, I just think it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Seems to be plenty of space. The only thing it seems to suffer from are modern things. Indicating to turn right and pull out the middle lane. The only things it seems to suffer from, which are modern things, is because there's not a lot of population here, that means that there isn't very much internet, and internet's something that we use quite a lot for videos and for all sorts of other stuff. I'll try and show you Christine operating. I'm driving in a minute, but I'll do a bit of multitasking. So there's Christine. So this is how we do things now. So we set up in the morning. Christine processes and gets their videos ready then, rather than doing them at night. They take a couple of hours or so. And then takes photos at the same time, and then I'll drive, and then once she's finished, if she wants to drive, then she'll take over. But
all these down there as well, it's all different hard drives and stuff.
So that's pretty much how we do the bits and pieces now during the day. nicely warming up. We're at 17 degrees and it's 10 past 10. We're about 30 miles from the border. We've just stopped. We've stopped to look at that. Now that you will have seen when you come down here, that snow-capped mountain on the left hand side, about 30 miles short of the border. That's Mount Ararat. So that's quite a famous mountain, that, Dad, so you will have seen that. It's always snow-capped, that's how we recognise it. We are going to see if we can drive and get a little bit closer to it at some stage. But yeah, we'll just stop for a few, well, not for long really, it's just at this petrol station. That's all. Just need to do a couple of bits and pieces. Christine needs to go to the loo. And then we'll be getting on again then. And we're just going to drive down to the border and then get on with a few other bits and pieces. We would have loved to carry on through the border to go to Tehran. We both said we really like to do that. But we can only get third-party insurance and it's just not worth it. If anything happens to the van, or you're in all sorts of trouble. Could end up costing you a lot of money, and we're not prepared to do that. Anyway, that's Mount Ararat, and we'll be heading that way a little bit shortly. Okay, the mountain directly in front of us, that's Mount Ararat again. It's distinguishable because it's snow-capped. It's always snow-capped. So there's no way that you cannot have seen that. Now, whether that brings back any memories that you think about, I mean, if it was always snowy when you got here, then maybe not, but we're heading through a town called something like Dogubayazit, which we're about 25 miles from the border. Yeah, Dogubayazit. We've also noticed that there's more within the last 10 miles, 15 miles, we've come across 2 police stops now. So you tend to get that when you get nearer the borders, you start to get 1 or 2 more checks start to come in. There's a roundabout just before the border, I think. So that'll be about as far as we will go. We won't go the last kilometre because we just won't. We just won't be able to turn around. Well, the guy in the car was going to take the motorbikes and the car next to him out then. But it's not a bad sight. The cloud cover over the snow-capped mountains. Is that snow?
That is snow.
And then the clouds go round it like a halo?
No, that's cloud.
Or is it cloud that's kind of enveloped over it? Christine said it's cloud that's enveloped over it. For Iran, straight on.
Oh, missed it.
Another one. It's 20 degrees now. No.
Try near around, can't you?
You know, haven't seen really any begging at all until we've got here, which
Knocked
is
on the bloody window,
pretty
eh?
close to the border. Well, not in your face begging like you've got on the street of the lights, like we have in Bolton. We get quite a lot of that in the town. The police keep threatening to stop it, but to be honest, all they ever do in Bolton is just sit and chat to them and have a laugh. So
Take selfies.
yeah, and take selfies. We've seen them doing that as well. So yeah. But then again, we've also seen the police going up in Bolton, going up a street the wrong way up a one-way street.
Not more,
and then,
more than
not
once.
for anything in particular, except he went to the bank.
Twice I've seen that.
And twice we've seen him going up a one-way street the wrong way. Although the second time, I think there had been an incident. Although, but the first time it was just for that. Wished I'd had my camera with me. But I suppose it's like in anything, all jobs have their perks, and I suppose that there is one of them. When I did see that going the wrong way, there was another vehicle coming the opposite way, which was a council one, which had got, I think it was council or another government one coming the right way with a camera on the top of it, and they just stopped and chatted to each other as they were passing. So, but it is warming up now.
Yeah, I think the begging's because of getting nearer to Iran.
Okay, we're about 20 kilometres from a town called Gerbalak. That's the name of the border town on this side. So we can't get much further than that. So once we hit Gerbalak, we're about done then. I mean, the road now is telling us Iran. Then we turn around, we're going to come back into Turkey a little bit so we can do around this area. We just thought it would be a good idea to just finish this road off. Then it's all done then. I'm about 12 or 13 kilometres and I'm 18 kilometres and I've got to turn round, so that will be around about the town of Gerbalak, I think. I don't think it's a particularly big place. I'm expecting, the last time we went through that Dogo Bayezid on there were hundreds of lorries, just the units, hundreds and hundreds of them, all nicely washed and polished and parked up. Not just 20 or 30, there'd be 20 or 30 parked on each bay area. Lots and lots of them. They look pretty new. Right, we think this is the back of the queue for the border and we're about 8 kilometres away, so what we're going to have to do is drive around them, I'm afraid.
Alright, no. Well, yeah, that's the border queue.
So I guess these are all waiting to cross the border. There is a massive car park down here as well.
Massive queue.
Massive. Look at the tankers, look.
Hello?
I presume these are all the tankers, I'm assuming, because Iran is a big oil producing country, but they're all empty. They look empty. kilometres long, wouldn't it, I suppose? Wow. I mean, there's been hardly, on this road, there's been hardly any traffic at all. Hardly any. Look at the tankers. I mean, some are Iranians that are coming back, some of them aren't.
That's one hell of a queue.
There's a mixture.
Wow.
This is the longest queue of vehicles that we've ever seen. Ever. This is 2 lanes as well, it's not just one. So I've no idea how long you're stuck here for.
We couldn't queue up in that, could we?
No.
Never get over.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. This is the lorry park on the right hand side, so they all go in there. The lorry park is absolutely chocker. Hey?
That was a border, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh.
So the lorry park is absolutely chocker. So they've all got to go in there first, I think, and then they do whatever from here. They come out and then move on.
Wow. That wasn't in the queue for the border?
No.
Wow. Biggest queue I've ever seen, that.
Well, we're very, very close to the border. I'm not sure if the trucks use the old road on the right. Seems like they're queuing up again up here. But the lorries, the units, look at the tractor units on the right hand side. There's a load of them over here as well. There's lots back in the town. Never seen I like it over in the distance.
Yeah.
We are approaching the border now. We're getting pretty close to where we can get to. So you keep saying he ran on the floor.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, yellow paint. There we go. So this is the actual queue for the border. I was just getting the car park for the border. We will be turning around in a bit, so we're not going to go much further than where we are. I think this is all the border that's up in front of us.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Campervan.
There's supposed to be a roundabout up here, allegedly.
Does Google say that as well?
Pardon?
Does Google tell you it's got a roundabout?
No, this does, which is...
Probably not there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see anyway. Yeah, getting very, very close now to the border. Nearly time.
After 800 metres, cross the roundabout and take the first exit, D100. Then, you have reached your destination.
I think for us, we'll slow down around here and then we'll try make a...
We'll go to where they are and then do it as far as you can so I can get some pictures.
So we're pretty much at... This is all the new border that they're building, so we can't really go much further than this. Get up here, just up here, and then we come back up this road. turn here. Got to spin round here. So this is the border for us. So there's a fair few bits and pieces going on. We'll try and turn ourselves
After 200
around.
meters, cross the roundabout and take the first exit, D100. Then you have reached your destination.
That's you done, Dad. This is the border.
He's having after left, I think.
Well, he's not getting that.
No, he's not.
Can't get in.
Nope.
That was the border. That's as far as we can go in Turkey. God, imagine having to be in the in this.
Hello?
I mean, I can't imagine it being queued like that when you were here. Right, we're going to drive back down here a little bit now, and then we replan our next destination.
After 1.2.
Okay, we're at the Noah's Ark Visitor Centre, and
That's from the ark.
these are some of the artefacts and bits and pieces that they've found around by the ark,
That is the ark, part of the ark.
including that which they claim is part of the ark, which is a piece of wood.
Won't be like wood sway.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Okay.
You go right. You go straight to the point, right? I'm talking about. You're talking about right away about the nose. Yeah. Straight to the point.
You can see the outline of the ark. We noticed it on the way up, so we'll probably stop on the way down. But there it is. I think they said like 300 cubits, and I think if you actually work that out, it's roughly the same as a Titanic. Yeah, is it? Well, this is the ark. I don't know if you can see the outline of the shape of it. I think it gave you a better shape when we was, or when you was down on the road, which we will stop and look at, but it matches the size of what it gives you in the Bible, as you've just seen on the video. Also, to put it in perspective, it's about the same size as the Titanic. So that gives you size. I mean, then there's the rivets and the wood and all the other bits that are found within it. So I do reckon that it might not have been Noah's Ark, as in Noah. However, there is a boat, sort of Viking type shape, that was there. We've just been talking to the expert that's actually working here at the minute, like the archaeologist person, and he was telling us a fair bit about it, with the rivets and the wood and bits and pieces like that. And that's in relation to this, which is Mount Ararat. And it's not on it, it's near it. Now, there is no... Mount Ararat was probably built and came up from a volcano over a long to millennia then, really, isn't it? But they reckon that that's after this.
Yeah, that's
because this is all on floodplains. This was all flooded around here, so that would have floated, it would have been underwater, whereas Mount Ararat is built on, or is grown on, floodplains, and there's no thingy that there's ever been any water there. Now, Mount Ararat has had quite a lot of eruptions over the years. The last one was in the 1850s, I think it was, 1840s, 1850s. But they reckon there was lots and lots of them, and that's what's built it up as a mountain, which I suppose is how a lot of mountains are formed. And but here, I mean, just at the bottom of the mountains where the black is, that's where a lot of the old volcanic ash and that would have formed from the last time it erupted. But that is pretty spectacular.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're not allowed to put the drone over it. You're not allowed up onto it anymore, which is a shame. I think the view's better actually from the road rather than from here. But that is absolutely terrific. So, well, we'll drive down and get that. That's brilliant. Over there in the distance, down that way, that's well, pretty much where the trucks are all queued up. And then there's the little border town, which is right on the border itself. So just over there is Iran. So this, if you can look and see where that road is, well, you can see the trucks down there, look. So you were pretty close, Dad, to what was Noah's Ark and Mount Ararat. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to see if we can find the anchor stones.
There's 26, but there's only about 3 or 4 left. They're all underground, the others.
Yeah, there's 26, but there's only 3 or 4 left. So we're going to see if we can find a couple of those. And it was good. That was well worth coming. We've seen it now, so good. You might just be able to see is the main road to Iran. Anyway, we're going to try and find some.
Look at that for a video.
Stones.
Zoomed in.
Anchor stones.
Look.
That is amazing. Christine's just zoomed in, and she's using her phone to do it, and that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
And there he is, Mr. Archaeologist up there.
And there's the archaeologist. He's on the actual video, the latter part of the video. He's an American. He's the person we was talking to, and he's been doing a lot of the what's below the ground and all that kind of stuff. View of it. We're not allowed to put the drone up either, but at least you've seen it, and you should be able to see the outlines and everything of it now. I mean, I recognised it as soon as we came up onto the hill. That is Pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they've found all them rivets and all the other bits and pieces. I mean, whether it belongs to Noah and all that kind of thing is kind of irrelevant. That looks like there was a boat here a long time ago, with wood and rivets and all sorts of things. So it was all, when he was down on the road, which we will stop and look at, but it matches the size of what it gives you in the Bible, as you've just seen on the video. Also, to put it in perspective, it's about the same size as the Titanic. So that gives you size. I mean, then there's the rivets and the wood and all the other bits that are found within it. So I do reckon that it might not have been Noah's Ark, as in Noah. However, there is a boat, sort of Viking type shape. We've just been talking to the expert that's actually working it. We've took a little bit of a walk around, so we can see it from the front. We're not, there are a few people down there, but they're archaeologists. We're not allowed down to that, so we're only allowed down as far as here. I'll try my best to do a bit of a zoom in. Oh, it's all right. Christine's going to do that for you. So Christine's got her phone out. We did have the big camera, but the battery's dead on it, so that's one of them things. But that gives you kind of the view of it. We're not allowed to put the drone up either, but at least you've seen it, and you should be able to see the outlines and everything of it now. I mean, I recognised it as soon as we came up onto the hill. That is pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they've found all them rivets and all the other bits and pieces. I mean, whether it belongs to Noah and all that kind of thing is kind of irrelevant. That looks like there was a boat here a long time ago, with wood and rivets and all sorts of things. So maybe the build-up that gives you the outline on there would be ash that came from Mount Ararat over there. And there, down there, you might just be able to see is the main road to Iran. Anyway, we're going to try and find some stones, anchor stones. Yeah, when you look at Mount Ararat, if you look at the lower hills there, that would have been where the lava flow stopped on its last time that it erupted. So apparently it's been one eruption, another eruption over time that's built that to where it is now. But they class this as being at Mount Ararat, but it's kind of in the area of Mount Ararat. This area was flooded. Over there, where Mount Ararat is, it's sat on a floodplain. There's nothing on Mount Ararat. It's dry, arid. There's no sign at all of any water ever being there, except for kind of below what would be the volcano. So in the bottom there was all flooded.
Kilometers. Head north on Igdir Dogabeyaz Etiolu, D975.
We're on our way to
Continue for 5 kilometers.
Have a look at one of the
Anchor stone.
Yeah, anchor stones, and
There's a roadblock.
we've got a roadblock there. Look how woolly they are.
Yeah.
Goats
Oh, there's donks, look.
and a couple of donkeys.
Stop.
Oh, look at him.
Stop. 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 How cute are they? Oh, how cute.
Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Bumming fucking cigarettes, excuse language. Anyway, these anchor stones, this particular one's about 30 kilometres from where the boat is. Christine looked it up and they reckon that they cut it loose when the waters were receding, but it doesn't explain why it's halfway up an hill.
Another traffic jam.
Yeah, another traffic jam. Two what? What do you mean?
No
Two?
idea.
No, he's asking for money.
Oh, he's not getting any. Might have been 2 minutes.
No, I don't think it was 2 minutes. I think he wanted money.
No, I don't know.
Wait till they're nearly all gone before
I
he
think
says.
that might be one.
Where?
There, that's one there.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
What that? These are what are called the anchor stones. So there's a couple of them here. There's 26 altogether. So
Where they are.
we don't know where they all are. There's one of them.
Oh, some here as well, are you?
There's a few of them around here. We'll pick a couple of these up and then well, I'm not convinced, if it's quite honest. Well, it was supposed to be before Christianity, so. Oh, fucking hell, there you go.
Right, well, Steve's talking to the guy. I'll take you to the restaurant. I think this guy's after some cash. Pretending this is his land, I think. But we're seeing him, so we'll see. That's one floor. Yeah. There's one here. And the other one here. To get there, this is one of the stones, but I'm being followed by a child. There's a lot of begging. Steve won't come, and once I've seen this, we're going to get out of here because it's not nice. It's worse than I imagined, to be honest. So that's an anchor stone. This is one with the hole in. Like that. Getting attacked by throwing stones at us now. There you go. That's one of the anchor stones. And I don't know what we're going to see because he's chucking stones at me. There we go, all gone.
Well,
We got it alive.
we're going to arrive. Yeah, Christine went to the anchor stone. I turned the I turned the van around, and it was pretty much mobbed with kids. In fact, one of them was chucking stones at Christine.
Weren't good enough to hit me though.
Yeah. And the first stones that we showed you with the crosses on were they're not anchor stones.
They reckon they are, but I don't believe they
A
are.
lot of people say they are, but they can't be, because the cross on it would be a Catholic thing, which means you're after Jesus was born, and Noah is a long time before that. So it's thousands of years ago for Noah. Well, thousands of years ago, I think. So that they've got nothing to do with that.
We don't think.
At all. We don't think. However, Christine did get one of the anchor stones,
With the circle.
and then we came out. There was a gentleman that wanted to. He said he'd show us round. We asked him how much. He wouldn't give us a price.
Then he said 200.
We offered him some money, which he passed back. Said he wanted 200, 100 each, which is not a massive amount of money. We said okay, and then he said, "Oh, my future son-in-law will take you round.
I'm busy.
I'm busy, and I'll see you when I get back."
Like, no, thank
So
you.
we said, "No, not doing that." So we found the anchor stone ourselves, and then made a dash to get out.
Yeah. And we got out unscathed. No stones.
I don't mind giving somebody money for something, so long as it is for something and not for nothing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we don't like is we'd offered him some money and he just thrown it back in the van, didn't he?
Yeah.
He took the money, he counted it, and just threw it in the van.
So we got
Man,
nothing.
it was a quarter of what he wanted.
The thing is,
Well,
though,
that-
we were giving him that not to show us round, just to get him off our back. He was going to
Yeah.
get that given to him, and then we asked him how much he wanted for the other. So we got nothing in the end, so it was his own fault.
Yeah, so we got notes in the end.
But anyway, I got a photo of the stone I wanted.
Anyway,
so
we've got a picture of the stone. We're not going to hunt any more out. I must admit, this is the poorest area of Turkey by a country mile.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was only when we started getting towards the border that we started to see like beggars at the traffic lights.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen any of
No,
that
none of that
before.
anywhere else, no.
Anyway, we've seen the anchor stones. We're going to go for our park up now, and then from our park up, there's two things there which we possibly get done today. One's Pasha Palace, and the other one is there's a castle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which we may even get them tomorrow, and then come back to the van, and then we're moving on then, and we'll be heading towards van.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We're going to get to the campsite now.
Yeah.
This is our park for the night. There's Pasha Palace. There's a tent there. We're staying in the grounds of this hotel here, Royal Castle Hotel. It's a bit of a rip-off, really. So it's a 1,000 TL, which works out at roughly 20 quid. But it's the same as the one down the road, and the one down the road hasn't even got any electric. So, well, at least we can, not electric, hot water, but at least we can get onto there. We won't wild camp round here, it's so poor, and there's the fear of, you know, whatever. But there's, I suppose there's the views by the bins. But yeah, that's fantastic. And that's where we'll be going in the morning. So Christine's shouting me over for the views. I think the palace is actually falling away. Wow, that is quite spectacular. That is spectacular. It was a nightmare trying to get up here. You have to drive through the centre of the city, and according to all of the sat navs, both of them, they're sending you up different roads, and you get up there and you're no longer able to do that. And then they put there's them things that stick up in the road, you burst your tyres if you go down there, and it's sending us up them and everything. So it was a bit of a pain to get here, and but we're here now. So